We have got, surprise, surprise, a brand new TaylorMade P790 a little bit earlier for 2025. Guys, welcome back to the GolfMagic YouTube channel. I'm Alex, and today you join me at the Foresight headquarters to test out the brand new P790, the epitome of player's distance iron, going back to 2017. It's been a while. I think these are the iPhone of irons. What I mean by that is, if you think of an iPhone in today's age, whatever they release, it's going to fly off the shelves. This TaylorMade have done so well with this iron, that will always be successful. But with the slightly updated release, usually they are out in the summer. This is a little bit sooner. There is reasons behind that, don't worry. What's new? Now, from an aesthetics point of view, TaylorMade are trying to make this as premium looking as possible. And you can see what they've done is they've moved the logo right into the center. P770-esque. Yes, this is so good for a combo with the P770s. Let's quickly hit a shot here at Pebble Beach, and then I'll keep talking. That is a different feel. Oh, bastard. So, apart from the difference in looks, which you can see here with the B-roll I'm displaying on the screen, the main story is the face. We've got a brand spanking new material in the face for 2025, and this is supposed to actually make the sweet spot even larger, 24% larger, and with that also becomes some slightly different feel, slightly different and more optimized launch characteristics. This feels very, very different to the 2023 model. As I said, I've already got a 7 iron in my hand. I'm going to hit a 4 iron as well. This is also optimized to my swing. The usual 7 iron is around 30 degrees of loft. This is actually 32 degrees of loft. We've lofted it up, got a 6.5 shaft, 2 degrees upright, half an inch longer. And you can see with those numbers there, 135 ball speed, 6400 spin, 192 carry. To be honest, that's pretty conservative for a P790 player's distance, but that is optimal. Now the feel, let me just hit one. Rubbish. I'll be really intrigued to see how straight that goes. It goes hella off the toe. Don't really think I can get away with that. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's going to be, it's quite impressive if you look at that. That's actually somehow kept the spin up at 6,000 despite being heavily off the toe. Larger sweet spot, that could be the case there. You can also see, not really with the 7 iron, but similar to other brands, they've really worked on the sole to make the most optimum turf interaction as possible. I'm not going to really experience it here inside, but especially with the shorter clubs, you know, going into a pitching wedge, you'll see the leading edge and it'll be a lot more like beveled, I believe the word is. And that's because if you think of the angle of attack, going down, they want it to, you know, glide through the turf. Imagine, you know, kind of grinding down that leading edge will increase the bounce slightly. They don't want low bounce because they were thinking with the research they've done, if you're going into it like that, you're going to make a divot. They want it to glide through the turf. Think of Mizuno, think of Strixon. TaylorMade now doing quite similar. That's gonna be okay. That's lovely. Just pulled it, but it caught a piece here at Pebble Beach on the 17th hole. So the feel is, for me, the most pivotal thing to mention here with that brand new face. And it feels almost thinner. The face is a different material, so it's obviously going to feel slightly different, but with it feeling slightly thinner, it feels a little bit more explosive. I mentioned actually in a previous video of another brand, an iron that I like to reference these days for an explosive metallic feeling iron is the Callaway Apex TI titanium. This actually has some remnants of it, but of course it still has that hollow body feel, that DNA that the TaylorMade P790s always has. Oh, I just left the face open. That was nice. When you still strike it out of the center, I'm going to be in a bunker, so, oh no, I'm not. It's gone a long way. Despite the lofts being conservative, I'm still getting 140, 138 ball speed, spins pretty good, carrying, those are really good numbers. Now, what we have noticed as well, when we have done a lot of a deep dive into this head, down at address, it feels like what TaylorMade are trying to do is make that club as pleasing to look at down at address, but also make it slightly smaller. So even though it's a player's distance iron, even though that sweet spot is larger, it looks as premium, looks as pleasing, looks as confidence inspiring as possible, but in as small of a head as possible, if you know what I mean. That was lovely. Little sawn off one, that. Is that gonna be deep? No, it's, there we go. Finally hit a good shot. We're still getting slightly low spin, which I kind of do expect with that of a P790 hollow body iron. But the funny thing is, when I was talking to TaylorMade, when I got these fitted for me out in California, is I would usually say as kind of a prerequisite in videos like this for hollow body irons that these aren't meant for me, I'll be honest. When they're fitted towards me, I can absolutely use them. And that's what I think they're trying to make with the P790s. They're trying to make the line as to which of players you can use them as long as possible. They will always give recommendations of 0 to 15 and stuff, but if these are fitted for your game with the options available in the P series lineup, anyone, any handicap range really could use them unless you're off 54. In that case, get some shovels. That was out the toe, but it's right at it. Let's look at that. Out the toe, drop spin slightly, ball speed down by 7 miles an hour or so, which is roughly about 6%, but we're 16 foot away. And this is what I think is really smart with P790, because they have to, year on year, have to make some improvements, and improvements also can quantify as changes. I think with this iron, there are some big changes. I think it's clear to see from my testing that I've done that that sweet spot is quite interesting in terms of the optimal launch characteristics across the face. Out of the toe is my speciality, but I'm noticing if the spin not dropping as much as you'd expect with that classical gear effect dropping 2,000 revs. It's more around that like 400 or 500 mark. So this is actually more forgiving in what is a very premium looking iron. Let me hit one more and then we'll go on to a 4 iron very quickly, because I'll say these won't go in my bag because I like more of a one piece forged blade, but a 4 iron could 100% go in my bag because that's a fairway finder, and God, it will have some very good numbers. Oh, that's so nice. Is that right at it? Ah, oh yeah. It's not stopping because I think it's slightly downwind, but yeah, 5,300 spin. One, and I'll be honest, I didn't hit that well. I hit that slightly low on the face, which is why you can see it only at 133 mile an hour ball speed. But consistency is key. With distance control is key with a hollow body iron, and we can kind of see across the board there. I'll show you some raw data in a second, but you can see across the board that those numbers are very, very solid. I just want you guys to see with the selection of shots that I've just hit there, what I think is quite impressive. Unfortunately, the carry number in the top right is kind of bugged out for the averages. But if you go down that table there, the variance of 203 to 191 will never get me in any trouble. That's about a 30-foot variance in distance control for a hollow body iron. And if you do look at how offline I was in certain situations there, I was pretty damn offline. And that's obviously a human error. But the distance control is really impressive, because I would think with a hollow body iron, if I'm wrapping it left, it should not have that distance control being that optimum. But we're not seeing it go too long, which is a common trait that people think about P790s, especially in the 2017 era. And if you're looking at that ball speed as well, the overall consistency and variance in play here, the deviation that we're seeing from ball speed, backspin, even descent angle, is that to be complemented by us, by the consumers and by the reviewers, because consistency for a hollow body iron is more important than ever. Because if you're getting dispersion of 30 foot front and back, that's not just impressive, that's downright outrageous, because you're not going to get yourself in any trouble. And when you're also getting the variance with ball speed of 8 miles an hour, guys, what we're seeing is the DNA of the P790 continuing into 2025 with slightly different aesthetics, what I think is slightly bigger sweet spot, as we can see by those numbers there where I've hit it across the face, and a slightly different feel. I think Feel is subjective. I prefer the 2023 feel because I feel like the feel of 2025 is quite metallic. I like a little bit of a softer feel, but that is all down to you guys to analyze and see what you prefer. You can't take my word for it. I'm just a weird bloke who reviews golf clubs. Let's go on to the 4-iron. Here is the 4-iron for you guys to see. Again, I'm really looking at it, and that heel to toe length for a P790 is tiny for a 4-iron. It's still got some healthy offset, but for a player's distance iron, that, I'll be honest, that's quite an intimidating look down at address for a 4-iron. That could be a good or a bad thing. And of course, with the sweet spot being over 20% larger, that swings and roundabouts. Oh, it's heel to toe is intimidating, but oh, it's bigger, so it doesn't really matter. I've got it on the 6th here at Pebble Beach. We're going to hit a few shots. That's so nice. I'm in the bunker. You moron. Stay! Oh, I'm not in the bunker. Yes! So, obviously we're going to get some different numbers there to what we've got on, we'll have on the quad for raw data. But what it said on the quad for me was 235 yards carry, 150 ball speed. Slightly out of the heel and low. So I'm expecting the ball speed to probably be about 141. Because we saw that's got some diminished distance there. 143, okay. It's still okay, and the spin's gone, that spin consistency is quite impressive because I would expect that to maybe climb up a little bit higher in spin with gear effect, but it's staying around that 4,000 mark, gone up about 400 RPMs, which is pretty good. Oh, that's so nice. Just hammered, it's just so, Please miss, no, don't miss. Bounce! Oh, rats, okay. I think I need a stiffer shaft. Consistent numbers again. No, I've just pulled it. You can see I've got a bit of a swing fault. I'm going like that, but oh my god, I hit the cart path. And at 240 yard carry, yeah, you know what? That's a pretty punchy golf club overall. We've got, you know what, and I'll be honest, didn't particularly hit those very well, but this is a relatable session because across the face, P790 needs to be tested with that larger sweet spot. And you can see those numbers overall, especially that ball speed is really impressive. I'm really impressed with a few metrics here, the ball speed, the backspin, and the descent angle. They are some very consistent numbers that I wouldn't particularly expect off a hollow body, punchy, fiery club. And so I think what TaylorMade have done here with the P790s is make them extremely consistent for any type of golfer, including you, including me, anyone really, between the handicap range of 0 and 25. Let me know what you think of these down in the comments. Guys, if you're new to GolfMagic, smash that like button. Myself, TaylorMade, Foresight will catch you in the next video.